Unity of London. Was waiting for that and thought maybe it wasn't happening. Anyways, we'll do that again. Good morning, Unity of London. It's great to be with you this morning from lovely Unity, Saskatchewan. And we welcome all those that are in our building at 501 Nelson Street, London, Ontario, and all of those that might be joining me on Zoom, and all of those that might watch this later on YouTube. We're so grateful that you're participating and checking us out. So we say welcome home when we come to Unity of London. Here we certainly welcome any first timers, all returning guests, longtime members, and all of our friends on Zoom. But when we come home on a Sunday morning to Unity, we celebrate the abundance that's all around us. We come with an openness to new ideas, being willing to offer mutual support, and by connecting, we all have transformation as we share our new ideas, things that have happened for us during the week or things that are coming up. And together we evolve peace, one person at a time, each of us individually. At Unity, we have a power each month, and July's power is understanding. It's located in the top of your head. It's represented by the color of gold. And together we learn and develop our understanding. If you want to quicken your power of understanding, wear something gold, think gold, and just be gold, and watch your understanding develop. And all of Unity worldwide is based on the 5 basic principles. And I invite you to affirm those principles with me. Principle number 1, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. And principle number 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is within me and in everyone. And principle number 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Principle number 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And principle number 5, and let's do this with zeal, I do my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. And how do we make a difference in the world? Well, we inspire other people to make a positive difference in the world by being the change. And we do that by setting a good example to be the change that we want to see. If you want to see more kindness, if we want to see more kindness, we become more kind. We want to see more peace, we become more peaceful. So inspire the world to step up their game. We also provide fellowship and education for spiritual seekers of all walks of life. It doesn't matter what your teachings have been up to today. It doesn't matter whether you have believed or you haven't believed. Every moment is a beginning. And regardless of your past experience, everyone is welcome. All we ask is that you be kind to each of us, and we obviously will be kind back to you. But it's through the understanding the differences that we have maybe been given, the thoughts we've been given, or the things that we're thinking, and we're trying to understand some of our deeper beliefs. It's by sharing that we transform, and getting to know each other's thoughts and ideas and their beliefs, and just using our understanding to try and understand one another, we create more peace, and it's much better to coexist. And we'll have a lovely song.
Of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. A beautiful expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. Magnificent expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. A unique expression of God. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. Right time, right place, an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I'm fabulous, I got it, an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. 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 I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit.
Wow, what a great song. And I hope you sang along with that you are an expression of the Spirit. Unity over 130 years ago was founded on affirmative prayer. If you are in our building at 501 Nelson Street, at the front of the room, there is a prayer box. For everyone else, there's still a prayer box. So if you would like someone to receive some additional one-on-one prayer or prayer from others, if you're in the building, you can put the person's name on a piece of paper that's provided by the prayer box. You can put a list of names. And if you are joining us on Zoom at this time, you can put a note in the chat requesting somebody in the building to put a person's name or maybe your name in the prayer box. But at any time, you can also always call 1-800-NOW-PRAY if you're looking for prayer. And please share that line with your friends, because it's not just those of us that are part of Unity that are looking for prayer. Many people today are very challenged, and additional prayer would be wonderful for them. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they can always call 1-800-NOW-PRAY. And for the people that their names go into the prayer box, those people are prayed over for 30 days. And then those people are also sent down to Silent Unity for additional prayer. And so we're all about prayer. And every Sunday, we do give you an opportunity to pray with a prayer chaplain. If you're in the building, Dawn is available and she will meet you in the prayer room. And I understand the prayer room has moved to the front of the building, the front office. So it sounds like that's been a great decision. And then online, we have Wilda available to pray with anyone, and or if we have a plethora of people, I could stay on and pray with someone as well. But it's a wonderful thing to use your prayer, use prayer to improve your life. And so now I invite you to join me in prayer. So wherever you are, as you are listening to my voice, if you're comfortable, close your eyes. Assuming you're sitting in a chair, feel the chair supporting you, and just drop your awareness into your heart space, into the center of your chest. Or for some, drop your awareness to your power of life. And just breathe for a moment. Feel your breath. As you breathe in, know you are breathing in all good. And as you exhale, let go of what no longer serves you, not just in the air that's flowing through your lungs, but let go of anything that no longer serves you. I invite you to become relaxed and focus just here and now. And during this prayer time, we invite all our Unity of London members, our families, our friends, all those that are now connected and ever have been connected. We hold all spiritual gatherings happening together in our prayer, for we know that there are many paths to the one and only God. We include everyone in our prayer. And I invite you to whisper the names of those that you would like to include in the prayer that I've maybe not mentioned, or you just want them to be with us. In spirit, as we all come together with you, knowing we are a divine expression of you, we express our gratitude. We express gratitude for the opportunity to come together today. We offer our gratitude for our good health. We are grateful that Unity of London continues to thrive. We are grateful for oh so much. And that includes our prayers, our needs, our wants, our desires, the challenges that we are given so that we can grow in understanding of our abilities, grow in understanding of who we truly are, growing in understanding that each and every person, regardless of how we feel of them, is a divine expression of God. And we take a moment to release the thoughts of bad people and know, and every time we see a person, we see the face of God. And we are grateful that as others look at us, they too see the face of God. We have no worries. We only need to find deeper understanding. For as our story unfolds, we trust and we know that God is always with us and our life is always unfolding exactly the way it's meant to, for our highest and greatest good. And so it is, and so we let it be. And now I invite our platform leader to come and read the daily word and introduce our speaker.
Good morning. Good morning. Sorry about that. I feel blessed in giving the reading today. It's one of my favorite words, surrender. Spiritual surrender is my path to peace. It's natural to have ideas and preferences about how things should be and work towards the result I want. But I can exhaust myself if I attempt to exert control over my life's circumstances. In fact, the more I try, the less control I feel I have. Releasing the illusion of control, I practice spiritual surrender. So much more than giving up, surrendering my efforts and my hopes to the divine within me is an act of empowerment. It means living my faith that God is in and through all things. It means trusting that there are outcomes better than the ones I have imagined. I surrender to God's peace and perfection within me. I give up trying to control outcomes and relax, welcoming serendipity and ease. Surrender is the way. My child, give me your heart and let your eyes observe my ways. From Proverbs 23, verse 26. Our speaker and licensed Unity teacher, Pauline, shares that her first book, Swim in Women, How to Ride the Waves of Change and Dive into Life, was about choosing to be vulnerable. During years of studying to become licensed Unity, teacher, Pauline needed to release her own insecurities and forge ahead with studying and interacting with fellow students online using computer technology. Her message today links the benefits of emotional vulnerability with spiritual openness and growth. With her message, The Gift of Vulnerability, join me in welcoming Pauline Duncan-Thrasher.
Thank you very much to George, and welcome to everyone here. You might notice my bag. I carried this yesterday when I walked onto the grounds where the Pride Festival was being organized. And when I left at about 4:30, I put it over my shoulder and I walked proudly along, hoping everybody would see it. Because that Pride Festival is celebrating unity. There are 3 people here that I met yesterday, the Pride Festival. And I'm so happy to see them here today. And if you see an unfamiliar face, and you will, please take an opportunity to go up and greet Owen, who's right here with a Beatles shirt, Bob and his wife, who are right there beside Dorothy. And you'll notice the shirt. Yesterday, Janet, Nancy Bush, maybe Nancy's worn out, I don't see her here, but Janet, Nancy, and I walked into the booth, and it was so well stocked because Chuck Semple and Suzanne had gone in very early in the day to make sure we had a great table. They had big coolers filled with ice that Chuck received free from someone in Port Stanley who was honoring us as unity, Sadhu. And Sadhu doesn't come to unity. That doesn't matter. What matters is that he was seeing within people there is a unity of love. We do see the face of God in everyone. And I brought my shirt. There's a tiny little spot right there from popcorn, buttered popcorn that I was eating last night. Maybe it's symbolic. Have you ever really wanted to live a life of spirituality? To live a life of being good and kind? And you met someone and they just sort of rubbed you the wrong way? That's the little spot. You have to get rid of it somehow. You might have wondered about today's title. Pauline, really? Vulnerability is a gift? Maybe like me, you spent a big part of your life putting on that little mask. Oh, nobody could tell. You knew it was there. It was that little mask that we wear to protect ourselves, to keep ourselves safe. And you know I love props, so of course, when Dan and I were camping at Rondo Park, we saw turtles. And there were little boxes to protect the turtles. And you know that turtles have shells. So do we. How often are you willing to let go of your shell of protection and show your tender underbelly? Not your real belly, of course, but the tender parts of you. Is it not true that the people we forge the closest relationships with are the ones with whom we feel free to be truly ourselves? The ones with whom we let that little shell drop off. Our partners, our husbands or wives, our best friends. Of all the people in this whole room, that I see right now, there is one person who, to me, really shows her vulnerability. And I don't want to name her because that would be not right, but she knows who she is because she can stand up and go, yeah, 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 in front of everybody. And we say, hooray, there's somebody who's truly being herself. It doesn't mean you have to do that. But this message today will have to be about connecting spirituality and vulnerability. A few questions for you. How can you see vulnerability as a gift, not an enemy? Where should we allow ourselves to be vulnerable? When can we open to emotional growth? Recognizing and celebrating our humanity as well as our spirituality is key. We're human. We get scared. We get nervous. We hesitate to step out. I heard a story about a golfer recently. I'm not a golfer. Who golfs in here? Oh, one person. Well, hopefully the people watching, there'll be somebody who golfs because I thought this was just a great story. There were golfers out in the golf course, and there was a big prize if you got through the golf course with the least shots. There is a lake right here, big lake, and you can see water up there. It's kind of symbolic today. And there are 3 golfers. 2 of them played it safe. They knew that if they went like this, well, you can tell I'm not a golfer, and they shot the golf ball across the lake, chances of it falling into the lake were pretty high. So this is what they did. They shot it that way, one shot, that way, another shot, that way, a third shot. And then by now they were a little bit closer to the lake and most of them got it over. How many shots was that? Just to make sure you're paying attention. It was 4. Dorothy got it. Then there was one golfer who was really brave. He knew that chances of it falling in the lake were high, but he took a risk. And he planted his feet and he thought, I'm not going to take 4 shots to get over the lake. I'm going to get over the lake in 1 shot. And he got himself all ready and he went, and it went right over the lake. Because he was willing to take a chance. Now, this message is not about golf, but it is about taking chances with being open with other people. Open to living fully. Open to not feeling you have to be perfect all the time. I bought some more white pants, not these ones. And I told George this little story because George is all dressed in white. And my husband said, Pauline, white pants? My husband, Dan, white pants? What about strawberries or blueberries? I said, what about them? He said, well, I said, I can wear white pants for 3 days and not spill once. I'm getting white pants. Because you can walk around being scared that you make a little mistake. You can walk around in your tippy toes. How does that serve you as a spiritual, divine, loving presence in this world? It does not. So we need to be absolutely open. What does emotional vulnerability actually mean? I looked up a definition. I mean, I kind of knew what it meant anyway. Because like you, I've gone through it myself. Is there anybody in this room who's never felt emotionally vulnerable? There isn't. There's no one here who's not felt that. The person who stands the tallest, looks the boldest, might be inside quivering and shaking. Emotional vulnerability refers to the state of being open to and affected by emotions, often in a raw and authentic manner. It involves the willingness to expose and share one's feelings, fears, and insecurities with others, fostering genuine connections and empathy. Does this mean that you just spill out everything in your heart with anybody you meet? Of course not. But does it mean that you have some trusted people that you can share with? Yes. Why? One of my favorite authors is Brene Brown. And this is what she said about vulnerability. Vulnerability is the birthplace of love. Would you agree? How can you really show love without being willing to accept love? And if you remember as a teenager, maybe having a huge crush on someone and they didn't respond the way you wanted them to, and you felt heartbroken for a while, that's part of life. There are no guarantees. But you can't walk around shrouding yourself and protecting yourself. Because if you do, the love that's meant to come to you is kind of bombarded. It's blocked. Vulnerability is the birthplace of belonging, of joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. The people who feel the most, and there are people in this room who feel a lot, are also sensitive to the feelings of others. And that sensitivity allows us to really be part of a world where we need more love, more sharing, more openness. Vulnerability is a source of hope, empathy, accountability, and authenticity. That word is bandied around so much. It just means be real. Be real. Let your spiritual faith, the love that you are reading about, talking about, hearing about on Sunday, spread through the whole week. Let that loving faith empower every action. If we want greater clarity in our purpose or deeper and more meaningful spiritual lives, vulnerability is the path. Daring greatly. How the courage to be vulnerable transforms the way we live, the way we love, the way we parent, the way we lead. So you're saying, all right, Pauline, that all sounds pretty good, but what about the times when I just feel anxious? I'm talking about the power of vulnerability. So how do I deal with the anxiety? How do I deal with those super heightened sensitivities? I'm not a psychologist. I can't tell you, only to say that if there are times when it's just overwhelming, then you find professional help. In the meantime, we rely on prayer at Unity. We rely on affirming that divine love is within us always. Always. It's there. It's like our blood. It's like our breath. Divine love. No conditions. No conditions for that love. That is there regardless. There is no shame, no guilt, and no blame attached with what we believe at unity. Period. If we make mistakes, we make mistakes, we learn from it, and we move forward. Recognizing, being aware of our feelings and our reactions is part of being vulnerable, but it's also part of being accountable. So if sometime we react really strongly, we say something mean or cruel to someone else, we pause and we ask ourselves, is this loving? Is this kind? Am I acting in accord with divine spirit? The more sensitive we are, the more we have to be aware of the sensitivities of other people. So vulnerability is truly a gift. I think of Myrtle Fillmore, one of our co-founders of Unity. And you know that she was suffering from tuberculosis, was giving a diagnosis, you're going to die within 4 years, very soon. I'm sure that at that time, physically and emotionally, she felt totally vulnerable. Did she lie down and say, okay, I'm dying? Did she? No, she didn't. Scott shaking his head, no, she didn't. We know that she began to pray. And her prayer was, I'm a child of God. I do not inherit illness. Because all her life she felt that her tuberculosis was inherited. She prayed and meditated day after day after day. Does that mean that if you're sick, your sickness will miraculously go away? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But in your vulnerability, to say, maybe this feeling, this pain, this illness will go, and maybe it won't, is the surrender that George talked about this morning. George is known for that word, by the way, those of you who are new. So if you have a chance, go talk to George after the service. Because he doesn't just say it, he lives it. And being vulnerable is also willing to give up guarantees. Are we guaranteed a world that has no illness? No. Are we guaranteed a world that has no sadness? No. Are we guaranteed a world in which we are beacons of love and light? If we make those choices, yes. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Our very vulnerability, our openness to accepting and believing those truths makes us stronger. Gives us incredible strength. Right now it's 11:09. And normally I would keep on talking, but I'm not going to talk for a few minutes. Big surprise. I'm going to take a few moments to invite you to consider the areas in which you are vulnerable. Just think about it for a few moments. Are you feeling most vulnerable right now, physically? Maybe there's a physical illness, or you're recovering, or something is painful, might be an ongoing situation. And if that is your vulnerability, can you surrender? I don't mean give up. I mean recognize it, allow it, stop fighting it, and focus on what about yourself right now is open to love. Imagine now that your vulnerability is not about your body or your physical strength. It's about your anxiety about an upcoming event. Could be any event at all. Could be going to a big party full of people who are laughing and shouting and nervous. That would be me, feeling very vulnerable and saying, I think I'll skip that one. Again, imagine if there is a situation that is coming up for you and it is filling you with that vulnerable, anxious, nervous, get me out of here feeling. Acknowledge it. Accept it. Realize it's there. Don't waste so much energy denying it. And then say to yourself, my vulnerability about this situation allows me to be more sensitive to other people who might also feel the same way. And then make your choice. Next week, I'll be giving 2 messages back to back about will and choice, wants and choices. We always get to choose. We get to choose to, oh no, retreat or move forward. And nobody's going to strike us on the head if we choose to stay away from a situation that causes anxiety. Then perhaps you could fill the time you would have spent being there and being anxious with something that fills you with love and light and happiness. It's okay. I loved Nick's message last week. If you were here last week and you love Nick's message, maybe he'll watch this. Just reach up and go, yay, Nick. Yay, Nick. Because it was comforting. It was, you're okay. Nobody is going to blame you. You're going to maybe blame yourself more than anybody else. Everybody has their own issues. And if you feel emotionally vulnerable because you're comparing yourself with other people and putting them up on some pedestal, putting yourself down here, stop it. Stop it. Stop doing that. I'm going to say it again, just for Dawn. Comparing yourself with other people is like spitting in the wind and hoping it will water your garden. Totally useless. Don't do it. You're unique. Being vulnerable is willing to look in the mirror at yourself and say, wow, there's only one of me. I am unique and special. It's the willingness to appreciate yourself. And Jesus, who walked on this earth and was our way shower, invited people of all walks of life, all occupations, all colors, all backgrounds. He invited them as one. I'll bet he would love unity and what we stand for ideally. Are we the only people who talk about this? No. I'll bet he would appreciate any other faith that appreciates and celebrates inclusivity. You might be vulnerable to different people. You might feel vulnerable if you meet somebody who's louder than you or quieter than you. That's okay. Look at that person and see the face of God, and let love shine your way. The gift of vulnerability is very simple. It's a gift that allows us to be human and spiritual, to open ourselves to the spiritual gifts that will flow to us as long as we realize we're not just human. Spiritual beings in a human body. Wonderful, wonderful gift. Vulnerability. Live it. Love it. Appreciate it as your chance to be open to the world, to forge relationships that are authentic, to be true to yourself. All those are the gifts of vulnerability. In this week, if you feel nervous or anxious or bothered, say, so, I feel nervous, anxious, and bothered. Period. Not the end of the world. It's a feeling. Hopefully it will pass. You could replace it. You can surrender to it. You can fill that void that was left when you let it go with love, hope, faith. The gift of vulnerability. Let us embrace it. And now we go into meditation. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. To feel yourself grounded in faith. Just to plant your feet on the floor, to relax your body, to breathe in love, to breathe in faith in a divine presence, in a loving, ever open God. Jesus, who showed us vulnerability. Jesus, who demonstrated openness. Our own fellow members with whom we relate authentically and openly. We breathe in this moment and we feel the warm, loving, calming presence of God flowing through us from the top of our head all the way through our whole being to the ends of our fingers, to the tips of our toes. Love, the calm, balance, serene, unfettered openness within. In our time of meditation, We let go any distractions. We breathe in the stillness, enjoying this time to be quiet within. You will just sit quietly for a few moments. If distractions come into your head, just recognize them and let them go. Meditation is, in reality, a chance to be vulnerable with divine. Consider every time you stop and choose to meditate, openness to spirit, a gift. And so it is, and so we let it be.
Well, thank you, Pauline, for a great talk on vulnerability and the gift of vulnerability. And sometimes it's a bit of a word to wrap your tongue around. But I got to say, well said. And you gave us some great tools on how to open up and let others see our vulnerability. It truly is a gift. Thank you so much. And now we'll have another song.
Standing at the edge of a life I know, afraid to step forward, can't see what's below. I've come so far to the top of this hill, don't wanna go backward, I refuse to stand still. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing and I don't know why. Wanna keep growing, can't just sit here and cry. Taking the leap, I'm gonna learn how to fly. Thought life was a lesson, like being in school, where I would be safe if I played by the rules. In the blink of an eye, the whole world can change. Till nothing's familiar, no sure thing remains. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing and I don't know why. Wanna keep growing, can't just sit here and cry. Taking the leap, I'm gonna learn how to fly. no fear at all. I'm ready to soar. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing, and I don't know why. Wanna keep growing, can't just sit here and cry. Taking the leap, I'm gonna learn how to fly. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing, and I don't know why. Wanna keep growing, can't just sit here and cry. Taking the leap, I'm gonna learn how to fly. Taking the leap, gonna learn how to fly. Taking the leap, I'm gonna learn how to fly.
Well, that is taking a leap if you're going to learn how to fly, but it sounds like a fun leap. Let's just do it. And now we come to the time in our service where we thank everyone for sharing their time and their talent through the week, during the day today, to make the I'm lost this morning. Make the talk happen, make the service happen, putting coffee on and cleaning up and all the great things that people do. But as well, we also appreciate how everyone does share in their treasures, whether through it's a form of a choice of a gift or true tithing, whatever gifts we receive. Again, we're so grateful for, so that we can continue to keep helping people transform their lives. And so as it looks like Dave and Kate, I think, that are going around the room and passing the offering bag. And remember, if it's not your week to give, or you've given other ways, feel free to put your hand over the bag and bless our offerings. For whatever you bless will grow. So we see everyone growing in abundance. And as you grow in abundance, we grow in abundance. And you can always make your offerings by check, by MasterCard, Visa, or debit in the bookstore at with using the machine, using the Tithely site, or you can e-transfer to unityoflondon@hotmail.com. And remember, when you send that e-transfer, anytime you e-transfer us money, please put a note as to whether it's a gift or an offering, or if it's for a class or something else that's coming up. So our wonderful Hilda, I have to think about that one. Hilda can post it in the right account. And I believe everybody's there, and we're finished. So if we will just all bless our offering. So I invite you to join me, saying that divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And so we let it be. And now it's time for our announcements. Dun, da, 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 da. Dun, da, 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 da. Pride Festival is happening in London. I believe it's probably been going on all week. And I believe today is the last day. And it's so wonderful to hear that we've returned, Unity of London has returned, having a booth at the tent and or in the park, and participating in London's Pride Festival. So it is happening today from 11 till 9. The parade is starting at 12 and it runs till 3. So if you want to catch the parade after the service, you have time to grab a quick coffee and a quick hello and hugs and kisses and carry on. It is starting at Western Fair at King Street and traveling across Queens Avenue, and ending at Centennial Hall, and of course at Victoria Park. Thank you, Carol, and all of our volunteers who have put this together and made this happen, and gone out there and met the people and tell them how much we appreciate them. And everyone is welcome to join us at Unity of London. So have a great day today at the Pride Festival. Join in the next book study. Now, starting on August 5th, for the Tuesdays in the month of August and the first Tuesday in September, I believe it would be. It's going to be spiritual discussion of all sorts, but the basic foundation or the thing that will be happening on a consistent basis is spiritual discussion. And then the new book study will start on September the 9th. And all of these meetings will be on Tuesdays at 9:30 in the morning till 10:45 on the Zoom channel. So on the same channel or the Zoom link that is sent out every Saturday with keeping people connected. And I will remind you as well in that email, not only is it for the book study for Sunday services, but there is a separate link that you can join every Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. Ontario time for prayer. And the new book is The Wisdom of a Meaningful Life, The Essence of Mindfulness by John Bruna. If you want further information, contact Lorraine or email unityoflondon@hotmail.com. So again, that's carrying on with what's been going on for quite some time now, book studies and discussions, Tuesdays, 9:30 a.m. on the Unity Zoom link, used typically for also Sunday mornings. So join the next book study. And we're introducing a Wednesday combo. Lucky August 13th will be, I believe, the first one. And you can, before you go to Jim's music, you can have dinner. So you don't have to go home after work and cook dinner. You could just go to Unity. Dinner will run from 6 to 7 p.m. Music starts at 7:30. And on August the 13th, it will be a barbecue with burgers and hot dogs. And of course, as always, we will provide vegetarian and gluten-free options, salads, dessert, and a beverage, and all that for only $20 per person. So if it's, we expect it will be a hit, and the intent is to do this maybe once a month, that people can come for dinner and then join the music. So mark that in your calendar. Come for the barbecue on August the 13th. Come for the barbecue and stay for the music. However, before that barbecue starts, Jim is carrying on every Wednesday night with his music nights. And so coming up July 23rd, Jim is presenting June Cole, Sam Hornby, and Les Holmes. And as always, you can get advance tickets or you can pay at the door. And it's only $10 by e-transfer to jimchapman@rogers.com or $10 cash at the door. And as it says, what a deal. Lots of great music for a few dollars. And now we will affirm our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. And the presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And in the spirit of Unity of London, yay, God. And now we'll gather in the sanctuary in a circle, and together we will sing our peace song. What a fine looking crowd there gathering around. Nice big circle. What a great job on that. And remember, as you go about this week, be vulnerable. Let other people see your vulnerability. and let your light shine bright. And so now I'll invite if anyone in the room would like to tell Pauline how wonderful the talk was, what you got from the talk, ask a question, do some sharing.